This is Vineet Pandey. A very good evening to all of you. Shalini, I'm kind of good, not completely good, kind of good. It's still a minor pain is there, still, but I can take class. Somebody has asked me a question: How do you read David Deutsch's? See, I when I was reading David Deutsch's, I set a target that I will complete 60 pages a day. 60 pages properly read. So I would read for like 3 to 4 hours. Thank you, Vandana. Thank you so much. Nupur Priyanka ji, kaise hain aap? Nupur Priyanka still gets up at 3 a.m. I must tell you, all the students who are from previous batches and the people those who have gone for renewal batch this time, many of you, around 20 people, they are still getting up at 3 a.m. after the exam. They did not take rest. They are still getting up at 3 a.m. texting me, "Good morning, sir. I'm studying. Need your blessings." अभी भी कम से कम 20-22 बच्चे ऐसे हैं 20+ स्टूडेंट्स हु आर स्टिल गेटिंग अप एट 3 a.m. और ये उनमें से कुछ बच्चों के जो नाम थे एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड मैडनेस एंड दे डिजर्व सक्सेस. सक्सेस भी नहीं की होगी जो पागलों की तरह करेगा. कुछ पागलपन जरूरी होता है. प्रेरणा, आई एम गुड. थोड़ा पेन है बट आई एम गुड. इट feels very strange to have a pipe. So let's wait for few students to join, and today we'll talk about Renaissance. We have restarted our batches. Fresh batches are also there. We are dealing with updated lectures. Gate students are also learning with us. So everything is going together. Remember, literature is literature. You just have to read, enjoy, learn. You have seen many Pakistani students asking me to teach them. Many Afghanistan students. I have taught many students from this Nigeria, Africa, and other countries. Shakespeare is Shakespeare. Milton is Milton. They have written about societies. So when you read literature, do not take it that it's only for NET, it's only for GATE, it's only for PhD. Try to read as much as you can. Try to understand as much as you can, because the more you study, the more you'll understand. Yeah, I'm good. Somebody's from Odisha wishing me a message. Yeah, I'm good. Somebody's from Odisha wishing me a message. I'm good. I'm good to have you all here. I chose 8:30 at the time so that many of you will be done with your dinner. Many of you are preparing. And okay, my friends are calling me outside. These dogs. If you can hear these dogs. सोनू ग्रोवर कहाँ से हो? SGNR श्री गंगानगर. It all happened surprisingly. I didn't know that all of a sudden my doctor will tell me, bro, come tomorrow for the operation or you're gone. I tell my friends that I never get sneezings, I never get viral, I never get basic temperature. So I'll definitely get something big. And I got corona. Then I was so much surprised and shocked that I left Delhi to be safe in my village, and then in my village I got corona. I came back here to support students during that exam, and I got this kidney stone operation. Few minutes ago, I just watched a message. I saw a message by my student. So that student said, "Sir, God is troubling you with corona. God is troubling you with this operation." I texted him. I said, "God is not troubling me. God is making me strong." Earlier, 3 days back, I was scared of operation. I couldn't sleep thinking about operation. 3 days later, today, I have experience. Now I can suggest a person to go for operation. I can give confidence that don't worry, brother, they will use anesthesia, you'll be unconscious, nothing will happen, chill, trust the doctors. So God is making me strong. Now I guide people who have got corona. So many online students texted me after my corona treatment. They said, "Sir, please share your experience with us." Some of their family members, some of my online students got corona positive. So they asked me for experience, and we are literature students, literature learner. Everything is experience. It's all about experience. Life में जियो. If you never fell down, you will never experience pain. If you never go through heartbreak, you will never experience that understanding. If you have never seen failure, you will never understand what is success. Experience is most important. Pooja, Maharashtra set is on 27th of December. I will go for 1 week special series. 1 week special live classes. Maharashtra set, Andhra set, Assam set exam, and the one, Himachal set. At present, there are 4 set exams. Now, let's talk about a question before I talk about Renaissance. Few minutes back, a student was texting me. She said, "Sir, what was the condition of women during Mahabharat time, 5,000 years back?" As my teacher told me that condition of women was far better. So I said, no, condition of women was not far better. Today it's better condition in comparison of the ancient or the older ones. And she was like, how? So I asked a simple question. How Draupadi got married? By her choice? By a competition? Just because somebody is good in some art doesn't mean he can be a good husband. Right? Hrithik Roshan has gone through a divorce. So if we say that, okay, your husband is Hrithik Roshan, you are on cloud nine, you are happy, then ask his wife. She went through trouble, she went through a divorce. Amir Khan, a great, great, great actor, has been divorced twice. So that doesn't mean that if you're good in a particular thing, you deserve a woman. What if instead of Arjun, Duryodhan was capable of targeting that aim? Duryodhan could have become her husband. If you are putting a woman as a kind of trophy gift, asking people to compete for her, and whoever shows strength, he will marry her. Suppose many of you are girls, 90% आप लड़कियां हो मेरी क्लास में, 90% students हैं. Suppose your father announces a WWF championship and the one who wins marry you. Do you want to marry Khali? Every day you'll be cooking thousands of chapatis for him. So I said this thing, but she was not satisfied with this. So I asked her that when Draupadi was, you know, she was forced to come in front of everyone like a slave. Dushashan was trying to undress her. I asked, was that her permission? Was that her permission given to them? No. So it's obvious women had no rights, no choices. They were, they would hide things. Kunti had to hide her son Karn. Gandhari had to blindfold herself because her husband was blind. So conditions is better now, but no doubt today also women has to face a lot. So education can change things, and kidnapping was there at that time. You have seen so many Apaharan called Rukmani Apaharan, Subhadra Apaharan. Then rape attempts were there. One of the relative of Pandavas tried to rape Draupadi. So things were there, bad things were there, no doubt. Now the question comes that what is the concept of Renaissance? See what happens after 1400. Now we are talking about literature on our topic. Yeah, vanakkam, vanakkam. Yeah, today one of my student from Tamil Nadu, he traveled so far just to meet me, and I recognized him. I know you. I remember you. You sung a song in the final ceremony of the farewell batch. प्रियंका शुक्ला, आपको बेबी को नहीं दिखाना चाहिए था. थैंक यू सोनाली. आज एक मैसेज भी आया था, एक छोटे बच्चे का बड़ा मैसेज आया था मेरे पास. उन्होंने बहुत प्यार से बोला था, विनीत सर आप जल्दी ठीक हो जाओ, ऐसा कुछ बड़ा प्यार से बोला था उन्होंने. सोहिनी मुझे व्हाट्सएप पे मैसेज कर दो. मेरा थोड़ा कैमरा मुझसे दूर रखा हुआ है, आई कांट रीड द क्वेश्चंस. मुझे बड़ा फोकस करना पड़ रहा है. या सुशी, यू आर वेलकम. हाँ, से माई हेलो टू माई फ्रेंड. प्रियंका जी, माई फ्रेंड को मेरा हेलो बोलो. Thank you, Aparna ji. Now let's get back to the Renaissance period. See, 1400 के बाद होता क्या है? Remember this thing that Rome most influential power, Romans. As I told you that Romans repeatedly got defeated during 450, 650. They got defeated again and again. But the final fall of Romans takes place in 1453, the fall of Constantine Pole. Constantine Pole was the capital of Byzantium Empire. That's the final end of Romans. Always remember, the Romans finally got defeated, eradicated in 1453, known as fall of Constantine Pole or the fall of Byzantium Empire. Now remember this point that after 1400 the war condition was going on, then the kings were not good kings. Henry V tried to conquer France, he did it. Henry VI was a kid when Henry V died. Henry VI was in control of two different commanders, but then these two different commanders they fought, and the French king got chance to get back. French people they became free. Again a war started, but it was only the 1453 war. That after this we find Tudor dynasty. Tudor dynasty starts. Henry VIII was a better king, no doubt, in comparison of others. But then after Henry VIII, it's Queen Elizabeth. She is the most important queen in English British history, or we can simply say the British English Empire, because she is not only the first strong king, she has been called one of the best queen or the best person at the throne after King Alfred. क्योंकि बीच में सारे किंग्स कमजोर, so many kings they were weak. Elizabeth became queen in 1558 and she was trained by the best teacher Roser Escham at that time. So this was the reason that she denied marriage and she became a symbol of virgin Mary, and she became a symbol of queen, which was absolute queen because she denied to marry anyone. Plus, the war condition was going on. Then the war of this what we call it, Roses, 1455 to 1485. This started. In between, Cade rebellion was also there. Cade was an Irishman. He tried to rebel with his thousands of soldiers. Though he was eradicated, he was killed. But Cade rebellion is also there. Irish people were trying to get free. In between, after 1450, the fall of Constantine Pole in 1453, English people started going to sea voyages. They started going for sea expeditions, and this is how the search starts. So I have repeatedly told you that in 1476, printing press was introduced in England by William Caxton, and people started printing their books. It became easy to write, to share with everyone. Suppose you know about a country, but you have to write a letter to everyone. How can you tell a country of 5 millions, 10 millions by writing a letter? It's not possible. You cannot write that much letter. But what if you can just print a book and share? Print a book and share. So technically, reading habit became better. Kings, queens, commanders, princesses, they started reading books. Plus, 1485, 1486. This is also the important time because Morte d'Arthur, a famous book which was started in 1469, it came to an end. Arthurian legend being printed, it started reaching in hand of everyone and everyone tried to follow him. We all talk about Gita, we all talk about Quran, we all talk about Bible, we all talk about Guru Granth Sahib. But do we have their copies? Not all of us have, not all. I have Bible, I have Quran Sharif, I have Bhagavad Gita. I never tried to get Guru Granth Sahib, and I think it's not even available because I have never seen it anywhere. But then how many times will we read? We try to learn. Even I did it for the sake of education. I went for English reading of everything. My Quran is also in English. I've read things, but only for the sake of learning, education. But when you understand this point, you have a reading habit, you get a book, your outlook becomes better, your perception towards life becomes better. And this was the reason people started going for great expeditions, searching new lands, new countries. And this resulted in discovery of America, 1492, discovery of India, 1498. And from my point of view, this discovery is more important than anything in the life. Because the Renaissance totally starts with this thing. The discovery of America, 1492, the discovery of India, 1498. Now tell me what will happen if all of a sudden you get to know that we are not alone and Mars has life, Mars has universities, they also have traffic roads and everything. What will you feel? I will start a batch for Martians. Net zero for Martians. As I became the first person to start batch for gate classes, I'll do the same thing. To be the first, it's itself a kind of feeling of winning. What will happen? You'll be full of joy, full of possibilities, full of potentials. आपको लगेगा बहुत कुछ हो सकता है. You can do anything. एक क्वेश्चन है समद जी का, समद अब्दुल्ला जी का, गेट के बारे में बताएं. बताइए क्या पूछना है आपको गेट के बारे में. इतने सारे वीडियोस आपने देखे नहीं है शायद. लाइव क्लास है, पढ़ा लेने दो यार, क्या कर रहे हो. So what will happen? We'll be very enthusiastic, very energetic, thinking about the possibilities of life. Our outlook, our perception will be changed. Have you ever seen Ramayana, Mahabharat, Shri Krishna, other programs? शिव जी पे प्रोग्राम्स हैं, गणेश जी पे प्रोग्राम्स हैं. हैव यू सीन एनी ऑफ आवर रिलीजियस गॉड्स, गॉडेसेस talking about Africa, talking about America? Why our all the stories are set in Indian subcontinent? No offense to any religious perception, just a question. God has given me this reason, God has given me this brain. I'm just asking one question. Ram Ravan fight, India and Nepal. Krishna, Arjun, Krishna is Dwarika, settled in Dwarika, in Gujarat, right? In Makkah. Then Mahabharat, Kurukshetra, Haryana, Delhi, Indraprasth. Why do we, or Lord Shiva on Kailash? Why none of our gods traveled Dubai at that time? Had I been a god, I would have definitely gone for Switzerland. मैं तो स्विट्जरलैंड जाता. That's the question. Why they never discovered those lands? Africa discover नहीं हुआ. जर्मनी की उन्होंने बात नहीं की. They never talked about Germany. Why? Why the greatest rishi, greatest. किसी ने लिखा है बिकॉज इंडिया में कल्चर है. अरे गॉड्स को कल्चर की क्या जरूरत थी. रावण के पास तो कल्चर नहीं था ना. गॉड स्टिल वेंट टू रावण टू किल हिम. Message is that the moment we got to know that there is a big world, we start doubting religion. The very important thing, we start doubting religion. What if you get to know that we die, our souls go to Mars and live a life larger than life, a big life? We all will try to die. The moment someone comes and confirms that there is a system of heaven and hell, yes, you will go to heaven. If you have done good, this is your meter, track record, track, you deserve heaven or not. You deserve heaven. The moment you want to die, go to heaven. So technically, our faith, it can take a big drastic change. This happened. This simply happened when India was discovered, America was discovered. The European civilization, those Britishers fighting with each other, the tribals, they realize that they are not alone on this earth. We also exist. Yes, Subodh, absolutely correct. Nalanda University, one of the first leading university of the world, was destroyed by Bakhtiyar Khilji. How many of you know this? Nalanda, the greatest university of the world. The greatest university. People from China, from other countries, they would come to study. Hein Sang, he came to India to learn and was a teacher in Nalanda. Nalanda was the first university to have hostels and boarding scholars. When Bakhtiyar Khilji came to India, he started feeling some problems. He got feverish. His health was not good. So all the people that came, they tried to cure him. He said, no, I want to be cured by my own doctors, my own people, not any Indian Ved, Indian doctors. So, but there was no option. So, Indian doctor was called. Indian doctor, I'll give you medicine, eat it. He said, no, I will not eat it. I will not eat it. I don't want to eat anything which is Indian. Bakhtiyar Khilji. So that doctor said, okay, no problem. And then doctors gave him Quran Sharif, a copy of Quran Sharif, and doctor said, do not eat it. Do not eat anything but read Quran Sharif every day. Read 10 pages every day. He told that read 10 to 15 pages every day. So Bakhtiyar Khilji started doing it. He would turn the page, doing like this, turn the page, doing like this. Then the way we change the page, he got fined within few days. So he called the doctor. He said, how did you know that after reading Quran Sharif? So doctor said that I applied medicine on the pages of Quran Sharif. And I told you to take a particular dose by reading only 10 pages per day. So he would lick finger like this, then touch the page and lick it again. So technically, by turning pages, he was taking the dose of medicine and he got cured. This made him jealous of our cultural inheritance, our knowledge, our learnings. He was so jealous that the professors of Nalanda University are so up to the mark. They're exquisite. He ordered to destroy Nalanda University. Nalanda University was burned, and for 1 month, the books kept on burning. There was millions of books. Imagine the greatest loss we have gone through. Those books. We would have become Jagat Guru had we still have those books. Had we have those books, we still could read a lot, could learn a lot. Nalanda University kept on burning. The Nalanda library kept on burning for 30 days. Imagine this. One stupid man, Bakhtiyar Khilji, one cynical man destroyed the great, great, great learnings. Imagine the writers who would have written those books, the greatest people. That's insane. One of you texted what is Nalanda University, that's why I narrated this story. And it's a great loss. The same thing happened to Jewish library which was burned by Christians. It is narrated by Amitav Ghosh. Amitav Ghosh has narrated this thing. Remember this point. Time machine concept has been talked about H.G. Wells. Yeah, if time machine is there, even I want to go back to my poor life and I want to tell that boy, have faith, you are going to live a royal life. I'll go back to my childhood and I'll tell that don't worry, you're going to have a good life. Just have faith. Very good, ball badya. So this was the concept, Renaissance, it changed everything. People started going for more expeditions. Imagine people in ancient time would go in search of gold, El Dorado, land of gold. उसको ढूंढने जाते थे. Land of gold को ढूंढने. Imagine. Many of them, they died. If you have read a famous book, Call of the Wild, Jack London's famous book, Call of the Wild. If you're a dog lover, you must watch a movie. It's also available on Hotstar. And if you just love reading book, read it. It's the story of a dog. While watching the movie, and if you just love reading book, read it. It's the story of a dog. While watching the movie, I was missing my pet dog Tiger. Here, he mentions people going in search of the river of gold, the land of gold, the river of gold. People, had a habit of going for these things. So technically, this they started going for expeditions, explorations, searching, finding, and colonizing, and that's how the Renaissance age makes Europeans superior, because the Romans they got we can simply say they got defeated, they got removed, they were made to flee, they were made to leave the land, and Europeans became better. Remember this point, one more point that I have to tell you. When Constantinople fell, means the fall of Constantinople, when the Romans got finally defeated, the Roman scholars started running here and there. To save their lives, Roman scholars started running here and there. Many of those Roman writers, those Roman scholars, those Roman great artists and learners, they came to Europe And that's why European culture, Italian culture, French culture, it became better. I tell the same thing in the audio. What will happen if American scientists, American experts, American big people come to India? They will make us better the way we Indians have made them better. Most of American posts and good positions, Indians are working there. They are held by Indians. So technically, this happened. Now, the role of a queen as a queen was really good because England became affluent. England became rich. They started making colonies of those lands, those areas. They started taking raw material, and the raw material made England very rich. Now, what happens when you are very rich? Have you seen a poor man going to art gallery? Trump is बेवकूफ. Trump को बोले दो. Trump is the greatest shame to America. Answer me this thing. Have you seen any poor man going to an art gallery? सरिता जी मुझे पढ़ाना ही सिखा दो आप आके यहाँ पे. क्या लिख कर पढ़ाऊं? बताओ क्या लिखवाऊं? इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू कैच, तो आप मेरे को क्यों गाइड कर रहे हो? यू आर रिपीटेडली आस्किंग लिख कर पढ़ाओ, लिख के पढ़ाओ. कहां से स्क्रीन पे क्या लिखूं मैं? और शुड आई राइट हियर? No poor class, no middle class goes to the art gallery. Only the upper class that goes for art gallery. They won't understand even an of that painting, but they'll be like, "Wow, how much? 50,000? Okay, not you. Take my card, cash it." What is the meaning behind this thing? The more you affluent, the more you go for the artistic and valuable things. It's not a truth. It's not like I'm not giving you the perfect idea. It's exception. Poor people can also play guitar, but I'm just talking about some particular arts. The more you are affluent, the more you'll go for artistic thing, cultural things. And England, this was the reason, started promoting artistic things. This is the reason we have writers in England. This is the reason we have singers in England, painters in England, because under the rule of Queen Elizabeth, as they were very rich, they started promoting all types of art and culture and became better. सरिता जी फिर से आपका वही मैसेज आ रहा है, लिख के पढ़ाया करो. थैंक यू श्रेया जी, थैंक यू. सो आया समझ में मतलब क्या है? When you're rich, then you go for malls, movies, go for concert. हम में से कितने लोग अरिजीत सिंह के कॉन्सर्ट में गए? How many of you have attended the real live concert? The tickets are very costly, 3,000, 2,000. We don't go for concert. We just play music in our mobile phones. But if you're rich, you go for it, right? So it takes money to be a thinker. Sometimes, not completely, not every time. ज्योति जी जाने दीजिए. Okay, so message is that Elizabeth was herself a lover of art, and she made a rule that every courtier and every rich man, landlord, baron means a post, courtiers, earl, everybody will have to become a guardian of any artistic person. Elizabeth accepted this thing in the accepted this law as a national law, that if you are rich, you are a lord, you are a baron, you are an earl, you will have to be a guardian of any any artistic person. And that's why the artistic people got guardianship, also known as patronship. Remember my words, patronship. So when the patronship is given, you simply understand that an artist will become a better artist. Many of you are good dancers. Many of you are good singers. Many of you are good football players. Many of you are good guitarists. But why are you preparing net? You're preparing net because the reality is that without net you will not get a job. And by playing football, there is no surety of life. By playing guitar, there is no surety of life. What if you get a patronship, a fixed salary? Somebody says, don't worry, I will give you 50,000 a month. Just explore your art. And he gives you a guarantee that I am giving you salary on regular basis. Then we will not stop your salary. We will always give you income. What will you do? You will become a better guitarist. You will become a better football player. Why the Bollywood heroes, Hollywood heroes have back, not people like me and you? Because for their six pack, it is sponsored by director. They have team of 10 people bringing juice, bringing fruits, motivating them to do it, giving them private gyms, and keeping them in the gym for 10 hours by giving them all the luxurious things. That's why they have it. So if you get money for being singer, if Modi announces this thing, that okay, if you're a singer, we will give you salary 1 lakh per month, be a singer. Will you read net? No, you will not read prepare net. You won't go for gate. You will go for singing. You will sharpen skills. And that's why in Elizabethan age, dramatists are the best dramatists of the world. Poets, the best poets of the world. Essayists like Francis Bacon, historians like Knox and Walter Raleigh, and this guy, what was that famous one? College ki Kubla Khan किस पे based है? Somebody who mentioned College Kubla Khan, what is the name? Tell me the answer. Kubla Khan was written by Coleridge. It is mentioned. It mentions someone's book. Coleridge was reading a book while writing Kubla Khan. Give me the answer. Plutarch's Lives. Yes, Plutarch's Lives. I missed it. Thank you, Prerna Joshi. लास्ट सेशन से प्रेरणा जोशी अभी तक लगातार रॉक कर रही हैं. आंसर्स याद है सारे. बहुत बढ़िया. चेतना वेरी गुड. मालिका त्रिपाठी बहुत बढ़िया. कुछ नए नाम भी आ गए आंसर करने वालों के. 1 2 3 4 5 6. बहुत बढ़िया बहुत बढ़िया. आई मिस्ड इट. उम्र हो गई हमारी. अब कहाँ चीजें याद रहती हैं. गालिब का एक शेर है, खंडहर बता रहे हैं इमारतें बुलंद थी. गुड. अब देखो क्या होता है. तो ये सारे हमें बेस्ट मिल गए इन एलिजाबेथन. वी ऑल फाउंड ऑल द बेस्ट पीपल इन एलिजाबेथन्स ओनली. व्हाई? Because the life was easy. And remember, Elizabethans were not fighting for the name of religion. Before Elizabethans, they were fighting from Catholics. Protestants were fighting for Catholics. Catholics were hating Protestants and they had issues. But Queen Elizabeth formed a relationship. She said that forget Catholicism, forget Protestants. Remember the nation, one country. Focus about nation. Forget your religion. If you keep your religion at the top and forget your nation, you will fight. Keep your nation at the top. So see, Elizabeth, she spreaded this thing, the spirit of nationality, the enthusiasm that let's be countrymen before we become a Protestant or a Catholic. Let's become an Indian. Like I want to say this thing. So this happened. Okay, getting more comments. Howard Kelly. I remember you. आपको याद है, मैं जानता हूँ आपको मैं. इनफैक्ट मैंने सोचा भी था कि I'll search why you are named Howard Kelly. किसी राइटर का नाम है या क्या है? No, Elizabeth I was not a Puritan. No. She was basically a Protestant. अच्छा, 2-3 स्टूडेंट आपस में लड़ रहे हैं. आपस में मत लड़ो यार. आपस में मत लड़ो. मैं यहाँ दोस्ती की बात कर रहा हूँ. कैथलिक्स और प्रोटेस्टेंट की दोस्ती करवा रहा हूँ. यहाँ पे 2 लोग आपस में कमेंट कर रहे हैं. या सिद्दीकी जी सही कह रहे हैं आप. बट दैट इज पॉलिटिक्स. बेसिकली इंडियंस आर इंडियंस. They don't fight, they don't hate. It's the politics. When you find people attacking another religion person, they are not the normal people. They are paid. They are paid and made to attack. It's easy to control a mind of illiterate, and that's why the politicians never do justice with education system. They keep you illiterate. The more you are illiterate, the more you'll fight. I want to tell this thing on camera. आपके मैं सामने बोलना चाहता हूँ. वैसे हमारे seniors in Delhi University would ask me never ever go for political statement. Tanishq's ad, where I don't remember what exactly this ad is. In fact, I didn't even watch it. But I just remember that something is there. Maybe a person in a Hindu family or a Hindu person in a Muslim family celebrating some celebration. And that was the ad of Tanishq. Tanishq wanted to say that our jewelry, our diamond, our gift can connect to religions. And people started protesting against it and made Tanishq to withdraw that advertisement. That is the biggest shame of India. It means we basically don't want to be together. What is that? I know people want to be together. It is the politicians. They must have created issue. A politician will never want you to be happy. If you're happy, it means he's not doing his duty. Because the moment you are happy, it means you have no more issues. If you have no more issues, why will you vote, cast your vote? So that was the biggest shame. ये नहीं होना चाहिए था. And I understand that this happens. Anyway, forget it. Just remember that you will not do any injustice to anyone. Just make a rule that you don't want to be the one. Right? I have a simple rule. I don't want to hurt anyone. Intentionally, I don't want to hurt. If unintentionally I do and I get to know, I am ready to apologize. Remember this thing? गालिब ने एक बहुत अच्छी बात कही है. There is a big line by गालिब. कुछ यूं मैंने जिंदगी को आसान सा कर लिया. कुछ यूं मैंने जिंदगी को आसान सा कर लिया. किसी से माफी मांग ली, किसी को माफ कर दिया. Remember this point. अभी जाओ, रेस्ट करो, एंजॉय करो, go for your dinner, take care, bye bye, good night.